Piers, you can take the Muslim out of a terrorist nation, but you cannot take the terrorism out of a Muslim.
A white Christian commits a heinous crime, I don't assume that every white Christian is the same. Why would you?
Piers, you can take the Muslim out of a terrorist nation, but you cannot take the terrorism out of a Muslim. And give me one.
I wasn't anticipating on stopping it there, but this is wild. And this seems to be a reoccurring theme. I wonder if this same energy that's always extended to Black and brown nations, where you can categorize everybody by their most radical people, why is that energy never extended to America? Why is that never extended to Europeans, the colonizers of various nations? You can take the terrorists, you could take whatever goofiness she just said. It's so convenient to these people to act as if 500 years ago, they didn't come in and colonize, ethnically cleanse, committed genocide against the people who were in America. How a lot of these nations, as if we act as if the doctrine of discovery didn't exist, manifest destiny, that if people weren't able to go to different nations, and as long as they weren't worshiping the Christian God, as long as they weren't Christians, you were legally, I mean, as far as you can determine, legal based on you on your end. You gave yourself the right, you gave yourself the legality to go and conquer that nation, to do whatever it is that you wanted to with their women, to kill their kids, to kill their men, to take their land, to take their homes. And we see how this is spread. The same type of colonizing mindset has spread in different areas, and I don't see Christians standing up for that. Another example is what we're seeing right now with the genocide in Palestine happening right now. But let's keep going with the video.
Example of a Christian committing a terrorist attack right now.
Well,
against Muslims.
Let me ask you then,
our country was founded on a terrorist attack by Christians. We celebrate Christopher Columbus. Why do we celebrate Christopher Columbus? Because he had a terrorist attack and colonized the Americas.
UK and the United States illegally invaded Iraq in 2003. I waged a campaign against that. So what would you say about that illegal invasion of a Muslim country?
Muslims are killing Christians in Nigeria, Piers.
Right. So I didn't ask you about Nigeria. I asked you about Iraq.
Iraq? Well, repeat your question again, please.
Do you agree that we illegally invaded Iraq in 2003?
I don't think she's right enough to understand your question, Piers.
I don't think she does. I don't think she wants to understand it. But in 2003, we, in my opinion, illegally invaded Iraq, a sovereign country. A million people died. It created ISIS, which then wreaked mayhem for 2 decades, and was a stain on my country and on the Prime Minister Tony Blair, who I think should have been held up in a court of law over what happened under my name and the name of the British people. But do you care about that? Do you care that 1 million people, including hundreds of thousands of Muslims, were killed in a war in Iraq, which in my opinion was fought on an illegal false pretext that Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction, which he didn't, it turned out?
Piers, in 2003, I was 4 years old, and I cannot change what happened back then.
No, I asked you for your opinion. I asked you for your opinion.
They can bomb every terrorist country they want. That's the reality.
Your intellect has not grown a year since then.
That the Taliban, ISIS,
you still think
they
like
all
a
come from the
4-year-old.
Middle East. But then they're obsessed. Yes, I'm honest. I'm honest. And I am the American dream on steroids. I have worked my way to the top.
You're not the American dream, Valentina. You're not the American dream. You're the American nightmare.
Yes,
you're somebody fomenting hatred.
The American dream. Perhaps she is the American dream, based on what the American standards have been from the beginning. And what do we always talk about? When something is found at a foundational level, and it's created based on evil, demonic nature, it's always going to have that foundation moving forward, or that's always going to be rooted in whatever that is. So perhaps this is the American dream. Perhaps she is celebrating the American dream, which is conquering a particular group of people, holding yourself above them because they're a particular race and you're a particular race, and therefore you worship something, a God that's greater than theirs. Perhaps that is the American dream. I don't know. But I don't see too many Americans who are supposed to be standing on Christian principles, standing out and speaking out on things like this, which don't seem to be very Christ-like to me. They seem to be very Americanized, very a Europeanized, colonized way of looking at religion. Just my thoughts.